Once upon a time, in the faraway land of New Mexico, there was a magical place called Philmont. Dad would take the Boy Scouts backpacking at Philmont each year, because that's what Dad does, and sometimes I would join him. But this year would be different. This year, Dad would make a second trip to Philmont, so he could join my cousin's troop as they needed some extra people. I joined them as well, since this would be a great opportunity to go backpacking, not just with my dad, but also with my uncle and cousin. One would think that a Philmont trek where half the crew were family members would be easy. One would be mistaken, for I had a reputation to uphold. Over the years, I had developed a tradition of carrying along various snacks and treats to surprise the scouts with after a long day's hike. Each year, my surprises would become more and more impressive, and it was becoming difficult to sneak an extra 20 pounds of blatant luxuries past the rangers' careful inspections. And this year would be almost twice as much. I refused to be thwarted. I made arrangements with the Philmont staff to have a second bag of contraband delivered to a scheduled food pickup so that it would be waiting for me about halfway through the trek. And this second bag would contain the mighty watermelon! Legend says that I carried the mighty watermelon the entire trek, but alas, I only carried it for a couple of days, though I did carry it up Mount Phillips, which was not easy given that I was also carrying much of the crew's water. Upon reaching the peak, I pulled the mighty green orb of pure awesome out of my backpack, and the crew was amazed. Except for Uncle Bill, who calmly looked at me and said, "Well, no wonder your backpack was so heavy." As I was preparing to cut open our well-earned prize and share it with the scouts, Dad and Uncle Bill were having a different conversation. You see, Mount Phillips was a dry camp, and we would have to carry out all of our trash. And the corpse of the mighty watermelon would be a real mess for whoever had to carry it down the other side. The sun hung low in the sky as we debated our options, and a tired crew began to hike past us. They had gotten a late start and were still several miles from their camp destination, which was on the other side of the mountain. That was when my cousin Kevin said, "I've got a great idea." Kevin took the watermelon and ran up to the passing crew, who looked at him with amazement. "Would you like our last watermelon?" he said. "We just can't eat anymore and we don't want it to go to waste." They eagerly took the watermelon and trudged on off into the distance. They would not reach their camp until after dark. The days passed quickly, and we eventually returned to base camp, where I was surprised to learn that I had become famous. The tired crew that we had given the watermelon to had arrived the day before us, and had told everyone that I had carried 3 watermelons up the mountain. Apparently, no one stopped to consider how much space 3 watermelons would take in my backpack, and I was smart enough to keep my mouth shut. The end. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did like it, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. You can also check out my website, Bobtheorc.com, where you can download a free copy of my dad's book and some other things. Have a nice day. Goodbye.